Stevie B.
What's up, Bradford? How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I got a new phone today.
Oh,
Like one of those random, like, oh crap, oh no, now I need a new phone days.
Well, I've needed one for about 2 years.
When you finally pulled the trigger, and I'm so proud
I did
of
not.
you.
I did not.
What? You told
did
me you
not.
did.
No, I rebooted my phone. I went to factory settings and started over.
Wait a second. This is a couple months ago. You got a new phone, I thought.
No, I did not. I rebooted.
You lied you just straight up lied to me.
Well, no, I had every intention, but the Apple store was closed, so I couldn't get one.
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
I did, and I waited in line, and I got it because my other one had like vertical lines in it. Because full disclosure, I dropped it in the bathroom on a tile floor, and then vertical lines of pure white light
That's
that were
not good.
blinding. They were blinding me, and and so I did it all today. I got a COVID test and got a new phone all this morning before I see you. It's been a very full day.
That's good.
All right, but hey, even better news. We have a really fun guest with us, and I hope they appreciate your really drawn-in eyebrows.
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
You look like freaking Groucho Marx, dude.
I don't know what happened today.
Amazing, but so this person we go back with so far,
way back,
and way back, and I mean, but the truth is, we probably haven't seen in, I'm gonna say, 9-10 years. I'm gonna say around that part. So, but part of a very exciting time in our lives when the GH brand was expanding, we started a new show called Night Shift, and we have the villain. We have the villain of Night Shift with us.
Here she is,
Nadine Crowell. We have Amanda Baker. Hello.
How's it going?
Amanda Baker. What the heck is happening?
What the heck? I know.
You haven't changed a bit.
Oh, well,
you haven't changed a bit. My goodness.
Well, you guys haven't changed a bit.
Well, I did when I had to. Well, he has a lot. When I Googled you, I saw you had like dark hair in a picture. Like
yes,
you dyed your hair like black or something. I'm like, holy crap.
I know. I went dark like for 8 or 9 months, and
so
every time I'd go by the mirror, I'm like, I'd have to take a double take because I could never get used to it. So
what was the impetus for that?
Well, there was 2 different times that it went dark. One time, it was after I got done on All My Children. I was up for a part on, well, let's see, it was Guiding Light before it went off the air.
Oh.
So I went dark, but before the part ever happened or anything ever like transpired, the show got canceled. So that was the first time.
Yeah.
And then the second time, it was after I got married. I was like, I think I want to go dark and like just do something different. And
it was a dark period in your life.
It was dark. Yeah, exactly.
hence the black cat behind you.
So. Exactly. So yeah, so I've done it twice, and both times I'm like, why did I do that? I'm very much more comfortable as a blonde. So
I see. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, normally in the progression of these episodes that we do, we kind of start at the beginning, but I am so curious about what's happened since the last time we've seen you.
Yeah.
That I want to catch up first before we delve back into your past. I want to catch up.
Well, yeah, I want to know what she's doing right this second, and then we can catch up. Like,
okay, Steve is in the immediacy. Great.
Yes, I want to know you're doing a Hallmark movie right now.
Yeah, so filmed a Hallmark movie, and it's called A Nashville Christmas Carol, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I live in Nashville now.
As did I. Go ahead.
I know. I was going to ask you about that because I know.
What happened?
I don't know. Like,
how long?
Are you back in California?
I am now.
Okay.
I am now. Yes.
Yeah. So I moved from LA about 3.5 years ago to Nashville.
Okay.
And once I moved here, I had all intentions of kind of starting to continue to work, but mainly in the Southeast, because of everything going on, like in Atlanta and all those places. So then I got pregnant with my daughter. Okay. And I was like, well, I got to put that on hold for a little bit longer. So now she's almost 2, and I'm getting back into stuff. So
awesome.
So I filmed a Hallmark movie, which actually, funny thing is I filmed my role in Charlotte, North Carolina, and of course, the day after I was done, they drove to Nashville and finished the movie. So wasn't
awesome.
able to be in my hometown, not hometown, but in the town I live in now.
Sure.
And then starting last year, I'm on a show called Black Lightning. I have a recurring role on Black Lightning.
Oh, that's a CW like Marvel Universe show?
Yeah, Marvel Universe show. Yeah.
Cool.
And does that shoot in Atlanta? Where does that shoot?
It's in Atlanta. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
So
Well, because a lot of those shows usually shoot in Vancouver.
I know.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Atlanta's the new Vancouver, buddy.
It's
amazing.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much they have going on down there. So, which is only about 3.5 hours from Nashville, which is not that bad. So
Yeah, it's not a bad drive. I've driven that a few times. Not too bad.
Yeah, not a bad drive. So, and that's so I started that last season, and then this season I'll be doing a few episodes again.
Cool.
Amazing. Well,
That's
tell us about the
exciting.
Hallmark movie. Let's really, I mean, let's promote it. Let's do that.
I mean, come on. So it's called Nashville Christmas Carol. It's going to have a lot of really awesome country singers in it.
Nice.
So I don't know if you know this, Steve, but Kix Brooks, who has a vineyard, Arrington Vineyards.
Yes, I've been there. Yes.
Yes. I pulled up on set to, start the role and everything, and I saw his huge tour bus on the lot. I didn't realize he was in the movie, but I'm like, well, I guess Kix Brooks is a part of this.
That's amazing.
So anyway, hilarious.
Is that
guy.
Brooks and Dunn?
Brooks and Dunn. Yeah,
Correct.
Brooks and Dunn.
Sorry,
So
I'm not
he
as.
plays- So basically, the premise of the movie is that there's this girl. Her name is Jessie Schramm. She's an actress who's been in a lot of Hallmark movies. But anyway, she is producing this Nashville country music show and gets reunited with an ex-flame of hers that it didn't end well. So she's not happy about this whole situation. But in the midst of this reunion, it's basically a kind of a modern day version of A Christmas Carol. So she goes back to her past, and she gets visited by these country music star ghosts that like spirits.
That's amazing.
That is so cool.
And so Kix Brooks plays the ghost of Christmas past, and he's in there in like his full, like he went to he told me that he went to the Country Music Hall of Fame and got some of his old outfits that were like, up at the Country Music Hall of Fame and are like wear them in the movie. So he's like in all of his like glory, standing there, and just a hilarious guy. A lot of his stories he told. But anyway, he plays the ghost of Christmas past, and so I play her mother when she's a little girl. So there's flashbacks of her past, and
cool.
So
I worked with her. I worked with her in Veronica Mars so many years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm sure. I mean, you guys, she's been around. She's done a lot of stuff. So really, really sweetheart. So anyway, but I think Winona Judd is in it, and Kimberly Williams Paisley, who's married to Brad Paisley, and just some fun country music stars. So it should be a fun movie.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. Wow, and it comes out on which network? When time?
Hallmark Channel on November 21st. Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome. That's so cool.
So they crank out, tons of Christmas movies every year, like 40 or something crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of. They've really
and I think
found
people will. I think people will be looking forward to them this year because we need some upbeat and positivity. I might even start watching Hallmark movies.
I mean, you can
actually, I take that back.
I know.
This one sounds right up your alley, though, Steve.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch this one.
Yeah. So I need to make sure I have the Hallmark app, like on my Roku. Like I got it.
Yeah, totally. That's the thing too, is because you don't have if you don't have like Dish or a regular provider, you got to go find Hallmark.
You got to find it.
My wife was like, find it for me now. So
yeah. So I got to make sure. I need to do the research. I got to get the app. I got to make sure it's set.
Well, that's cool. What prompted this move to Nashville?
Probably after I had my son. I got married and I had my son when I was living out in LA, met my husband out there, and after I had my son, we kind of really started talking about eventually moving somewhere, we didn't know where exactly, but moving closer to family, kind of, maybe getting back to the Southeast. I'm from South Carolina. He's from a small town in Missouri. Yeah. So we just kind of started just thinking about it,
Sure.
And he ended up getting a job opportunity in working in St. Louis, and he's from Missouri. He's like, I never want to move back to Missouri. That's not happening. He's like, so we'll go to Nashville and I'll commute like the first, like, it was a job that was going to come to an end. So it was like a contract job. So he commuted the first 4 months we moved here. And
wow. And so that was 2016, you said?
That was 2017.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. Okay. And we really, we wanted to come to a city that still had stuff going on, you know, like an entertainment city, like stuff to do. Because moving from LA and going somewhere that's not much going on, it's like, you know, we kind of wanted to keep the excitement going and still have opportunities. So
well, because it sounds like at that point, as you guys are starting a family, were you even thinking about like, okay, well, were you even thinking about what would be next for you, or keeping a hand in or a foot in somewhere in the entertainment business? Is that what was on your mind in terms of your transition?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to move somewhere that I still had. I had kept in touch with my Southeastern agent the whole time that I was in LA.
Oh, okay.
That's where it all started for me, was the Southeast. Like, I started coming from South Carolina. I was in Wilmington and moved to New Orleans for a while, and I did that.
Yeah, let's go back to that. Like, so you're from South Carolina.
Yeah. I started off and did, you know, just kind of did all I could in the Southeast before making the move to LA.
Sure. Were you in a super small town?
Charleston. So it's not super small, but it's, you know, like you have to kind of, it's grown a lot since I moved, but it's, you know, I did like One Tree Hill in Wilmington, you know, moved to New Orleans and did some TV movies there. And
so were you like a musical theater dance kid? Or how did you, when did you?
That was my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up, I mean, like in high school, it was pretty much kind of when I knew that I would do some stuff in performing. I loved, you know, like musical theater and, you know, all that stuff. So anything related to that, I was like, you know, this is what I want to do. Although I was still a realist and thought I still need to go to college and get like a degree in something. So, so I ended up going to University of South Carolina, and I studied business marketing, and I didn't study acting or theater or any of it. I just did that.
Speaking Steve's language now. He hears business marketing and he goes,
yeah, right.
I think marketing,
you know, if you go into it, it's always good to know that side of it too. So you can just know what you're doing and know how to manage stuff, and, you know, and not knowing that I would ever like pursue acting as a career.
So how did it connect? You're at
well, yeah. So I graduated and I moved back to Charleston, and I was working at a real estate company, like of all places. And this photographer came in one day and was like, "Hey, I'm actually doing some shots for a hotel downtown. I'm doing a local commercial. Like, you know, would you be interested?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, that'd be better than sitting behind this desk all day." So
sure.
So I just started doing some local stuff, and then I signed with an agency out of Charleston, and just kind of like little by little, just kind of started doing, you know, small things.
Does an agency in Charleston, is it mostly just like local commercials? Like what?
At the time, it was just local stuff, but then as stuff started to really build in the Southeast, it grew, it grew. And now the agency that I'm with is, they're out of Atlanta and Charleston, so they're kind of dual places.
Right.
But one of the first things I booked with them was there was a show on the Food Network. It was called Date Plate. This was like years ago.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I was like the Bachelorette on the show, and so there were two guys that got assigned chefs from the Food Network. They were given like a budget. They had to go to the grocery store, and they had to like from an interview I gave, like talking about food that I like and stuff. They had to make these meals, and then I didn't know who I was going to choose, but they presented the meals to me, and off of the meal that I chose, that was my favorite, I had to go on a date with the guy that won.
So was it blind? Like you picked solely from the food before you met them?
Solely from the food. Yeah, didn't see the guys, like nothing. And
that's a really cool idea. I love that.
Like, yeah, it was hilarious. So that was one of the first things I booked with the agency, and I'm like, this is awesome. I get to be on the Food Network. You know, this is cool. But you know, the magic of television, like they.
Wait, let's go back to the date. Did you go on a date?
Well, so I picked the winner, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so go in the back and change your clothes, and then you're gonna go on the date, like right after we film this.
Wow, that's
right
funny.
now, and you're gonna go on the date, and we're gonna, take some photos and film a little bit of it, and just
Was
go
there
there.
any was there any
was it.
magic?
No, there's no
magic.
magic. Apparently, there's zero magic
There
for
was
her
no magic. Yeah,
and that show.
exactly. Yeah.
Date plate's gone,
premise, though.
Bradford.
I love that.
Date plate's gone. I think it was like the one season, and
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was. That was pretty much it.
So,
I have a pitch. What about wink and drink? Wink and drink.
what is that? What's that pitch?
Interesting.
Well,
What's
I
that
just had to find something that rhymed that had drinking. So,
No.
but it's the same. It's the same idea. You make the person a cocktail,
Oh, there you go.
No,
and they have to.
no, dude. When
and
you
by
drink,
the-
when
and they have
when
to
you drink
the
a lot,
entirety of the cocktail.
when you drink a lot, you start winking.
Well, and you hope, yeah, right. And after the second one, who knows what's going to happen?
You're so dumb.
Wink and drink.
That's the worst show idea in the history of television.
No, I think it's probably drink and wink.
Drink.
Yeah,
Drink
you,
and
it's
wink.
for you. It's drink
Yeah.
a lot, and then you start winking at everybody. Doesn't
Or you have,
matter
like,
who it
nervous
is.
tick, like after
Yeah,
you have,
he's doing
you
that.
drink, like, you
Wow.
drink.
So,
Wow.
but that was your first. Like, that was your first time on camera.
That was yeah, like outside of just some like really small stuff. That was one
Yeah.
of the first. Yeah, that was one of my first experiences that I was like, wow, this is kind of cool, So
Right.
I had done theater, and stuff like that. But this was
Sure.
like an on-camera experience. That was.
But you said you had taken a break from. Did you do any acting or acting classes in the 4 years of college?
No, I did
So
not.
did you look for class? Was class an option there, or are you like, I got this?
No, I never thought I got this. Like, ever. I think that when I was like in college, that was just kind of where my mind was, and I was thinking like, I'll never move to LA and like pursue this as a career. Like that's such a pipe dream. Like, so
That's
think
good.
I just kinda,
That's good. Good positive talk, Amanda.
I know it was like I can be so like just like it's never gonna happen. It's
But with no clear path of how to get there, of course.
Yeah, there's no clear path. Yeah, and
Sure.
so it was. I think I just kind of set my sights just on that when I was there. But yeah.
So,
it wasn't
and you
until
said
after
Charleston and Wilmington, North Carolina.
yeah.
Is
that's
that
where they
is
had,
that where One Tree Hill shot? Is that
was
one?
Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill. And
Why were they shooting there, just for tax breaks?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, just for tax
They-
breaks.
And those, but were they still hiring people out of Atlanta or Charleston to work on those? Just like
They were.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of the name, like name actors obviously were coming from LA and stuff like
Sure.
that. But they did hire quite a few people from just around the area for.
So that must have been a big deal.
It
when
was
those-
like, I mean, when they called me for One Tree Hill, I was like, whoa. I mean, so that was probably one of the second or third things that I got from the agency. So I kind of saw at that point, like the trajectory of like, okay, if I can continue on this path,
Right.
and do myself, really, really like moving out to LA and really kind of
All right.
continuing on with this as a career. So I
let,
think for
us
me, I had to start off slow and I had to really get my bearings
Yeah.
on a resume and feel like I kind of had some meat before I made the jump.
Sure.
Because
You know what's funny, Steve? Remember when we were talking to Johnny Wachter? Johnny is this guy in our show now, and he's from South Carolina.
Mhm.
And his first thing was like, was it Army Wives or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Army
Yeah.
Wives.
Yeah, and he got hired locally, and there was a guy that had come out from LA, and Johnny's like, so you do this like as a living? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, how? But it's so, but having the like, because when you're not from LA or New York and your family's not in the business and there's no clear connection to it, like having in that region, all of a sudden these shows shooting there, what an amazing thing for the region. Because not only does it create a lot of jobs probably, but like for for creative people, it's like it's a connection to a business that otherwise they wouldn't be connected to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And now I'm waiting for Tennessee to jump on the bandwagon as far as.
Oh, we've been waiting forever, dude.
I mean,
It seems like it's a
if
no-brainer.
you look at Georgia,
I
look at
know.
North Carolina and Georgia, but I'm like, come on, Tennessee,
They were-
like like let's do this.
They were close. They were close. So
Yeah.
it's all the tax
So,
credits.
and they've
and
already, Yeah.
Those they'll probably maybe Georgia and the Carolinas are like trying to like undercut them though, right? I mean, I'm sure there's competition. They don't want to spread the wealth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's already proven that they had Nashville that filmed here and stuff that was so successful. So you'd think that they kind of want to
well here the thing was, because I had a production company there for a while, and they gave all their tax credits to Nashville.
Okay.
Right. So, and then the other thing is, can the city hold that much traffic and people?
That's right.
If they open it up, because they're already having problems with transportation.
I mean, everybody's coming in. It's crazy.
Everybody's coming in. So
it's growing like crazy.
Let's fast forward a little bit to you going out to California, because we got to talk about Night Shift a little bit. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when did you go out to California?
In 2006, January. I remember it was like New Year's Day. Yeah, I drove out to LA and
starting fresh. New Year.
Fresh.
That's right. New Amanda. Woo!
Yeah, start fresh, 2006. And so I signed up for Mark Teschner's class. His
awesome. Great.
Yeah. And per my
Hey, buddy.
my son. Per my manager's, because he was friends with Mark. He's like, you need to sign up for his casting director workshop, blah, blah, blah. So, so I did. And that was where I met Mark. And I think it was the third time he called me in for
something.
The show. Yeah, for something.
Yeah.
And I did not know that Jolene was going to be a bad girl. Like I did.
Oh no, yeah,
that.
it's right. Your sister was Nadine. You're Jolene, right? Sorry.
Yeah. Nadine. Yeah, Nadine was the sister.
My bad.
But
yeah.
They like, as far as I knew, like she was this sweet nurse. She's come in for the interview. So, so the third audition, I go in for Night Shift, and they're all in the room. Everybody's sitting there, and you're a ball of nerves, and they're like, okay, now we want you to read the script like she's evil. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so I just completely did a 180 and had to read the script like completely opposite with the same words. And I'm like, I have no idea what the hell just happened in there, but I walked out, and then like a week later they called and said I got the part. So I was like, okay, I guess I did something right in there. But yeah, so that was my first like inkling that something was wrong with her. Like something was not,
And was that your
on the up and up?
Because that was 2008, right? Was Night Shift 2008?
Let me think.
Oh no, 2007. So was that one of your first bookings in LA?
That was one of my first. Yeah, that was one of my first.
Wow.
And like first experiences, like being on because they shot it like a series, basically. So it was. It was.
If you were gonna if you were gonna just shoot one day a week,
I know. Oh, seriously.
Night Shift was just Fridays.
Yeah,
right?
just Fridays.
And we shot so much in one day. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Gosh. Yeah, because you all would film like Monday through Thursday for GH, and then Friday they would shut it down and then do Night Shift for the whole day. So I don't even know how you guys knew what was going on. So much happening.
Well, and that was kind of for me and Steve. I mean, Steve always is working a lot, but for me especially, that was kind of like the height of my working days. Like I was doing 4 to 5 episodes a week. And because I was new and popular instead of old and tired. Yeah. So, but anyway,
welcome to Hollywood. Welcome to Hollywood, buddy.
But no, that was because I remember just, being asked to be a part of it and the casting process. And gosh, the three of you, Nazanin and Angel. Angel was Angel her name?
Angel. Yeah, she was the other nurse. And we actually got really close. Yeah, Angel.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Because
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry,
you're freezing a bit, but your audio's solid, but you're freezing a little bit. Yeah. So the three of you, they really, I mean, you guys were you guys were like, I guess they had the, Kimberly, Jason, Steve, but you three they really elevated to be like the faces of this new show, and rightly so. Like you guys were awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we got really close. And I haven't actually been in contact with Angel recently, but I stay in contact with Nas and her career and everything she's done. And just, she's doing such amazing things. I believe she's in New Zealand right now.
She is, yes.
But yeah,
she's
in
got
New
some
Zealand,
stories,
so
that one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wolf.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
So she's
like good tabloid stories, but also like good human interest stories. Like is like I mean her life stories are something else. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
Well, she's a huge advocate for women's rights in Iran.
Yeah. She is.
I mean, like her mom lives a couple blocks away from me.
Oh yeah, I know her mom's in Orange County, and her mom owns a salon. But she's love those girls. We got really close, and just tried to stay in touch and
sure.
Even though I haven't seen them in forever, but just it's nice with social media and just all that to be able to kind of just see what everybody's up to.
Yeah. So did you feel?
We had a blast. It was awesome.
Did you feel like any sort of, I don't know, like, of course you feel pressure because it's a new job and you want to do well, but, did you feel a little bit of like, hey, this is kind of on our shoulders a little bit? Like, how was the experience of Night Shift for you?
I mean, I think for me, it was nice to be part of like an ensemble as far as like, not just with everybody, but with the girls, because I think it had the pressure off, with that being one of my first, big things that I'd done. So it was nice because I felt like we kind of had each other to lean on, and so it wasn't quite as frightening, to have to kind of dive into it. So but yeah, not really knowing like what the turnout was, I mean, what it was going to look like, because they kept saying like, it's going to kind of look like the show, but it's kind of like this 13 episode series. And so I'm like, man, what is this thing really going to look like? It was scary and exciting at the same time, because it was kind of like a new thing they were trying out. So I was just happy to be a part of it, because I was like, it's cool to be able to get on something that they haven't really tried before, I think it was more excitement than anything, but definitely nerve-wracking for sure. But I was glad that I had those girls with me.
Yeah. But that was your first ever, I mean, obviously maybe in Mark's workshop, you did some daytime stuff, but in terms of like pacing and all that stuff, and Night Shift was slower than General Hospital in terms of pacing, in terms of how we shot it. But it still, was it a bit of a shock? Like in terms of, it was a bit of a shock too, because, and I was so happy that I had that, because once, Night Shift, when the season was over, well, actually the season wasn't even over. And then I was moving over to all my children. I was like, oh my God, thank God that I had that first, because, moving over to 40 pages of dialogue and all that, with the other shows, I was super grateful, that did you do any GH, or did she just perish?
Yeah.
Right. But then did she perish on night shift, or did she perish on General Hospital? I forget.
I don't think she ever perished.
Wait, hold on. Wait, there was
a
night shift too. Were you in Night Shift too?
I wasn't in Night Shift too, because I'd already moved over to AMC. Yeah.
Okay.
No, Jolene died. Jolene died because I remember being sad because we had to like.
Did she die?
I'm pretty sure she died. We are going to get yelled at. I love it when
you remember being sad.
Well, because she was Spinelli's first, Steve.
Last I know, she was.
Really?
Coma. She was in a coma.
Oh, maybe you're just in a coma.
Yeah, but I don't know whatever happened to her, because I don't know. I didn't follow what happened with her sister, like Nadine afterwards, or if there was. I don't know. So
Spinelli still visits on every Friday.
Sure he does.
Yeah. So I'll have random people be like, "What happened to Jolene?" I'm like, I don't know. I know that I was in a coma, but I don't know that she ever.
Was it a car accident? How was it? Was it like you were on the run?
For you. I took a bullet.
That's right. You took a bullet for me.
You'd be dead if it weren't for me.
That's right. That's why I was sad, because she sacrificed
you don't remember
herself.
Anything. This is all an act.
It's all coming back.
Wait. Was it a lightning strike? Was it a car accident? Did you what?
That's right. That's right. I remember. Okay, now this is. Thank you.
Yeah. I forget the scenario of like what happened at the hospital, but there was a bunch of shootings going on.
A lot of shootings at the hospital.
Ran and jumped in front of the bullet and
amazing.
And saved you.
Wow.
So
thank you.
Kind of redeemed herself in the end, I guess.
That's right.
Bit, you know,
yes.
So that must have been on Night Shift, right? That would have been a storyline. That would have been a Night Shift storyline. One would
for
think.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the box set is still available. We can go watch it.
I know. It's exactly.
I think you can get it for $1 on Amazon.
Yeah. Well, because we still sign copies of the DVD
all
we
the
still
time.
see it.
But where did it air? Because it was like
SOAPnet.
the number.
SOAPnet.
It was SOAPnet. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like the number one watched. I mean, they got so many viewers on that Night Shift. It was crazy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, from what I heard.
For season 1, they did.
Yeah, season 2 went right downhill.
I don't know what happened in season 2. I wasn't a part of it. So.
We weren't on it. Next question.
Exactly.
So, but how exciting! Like when Night Shift ended, you then got I say recruited, but like did you have to audition or did they just offer it to you?
I went straight to
straight to producers or whatever.
What happened? Hold on, let me think. Oh yeah. They flew me out there, and I did the screen test.
Awesome.
Test, and so I didn't have to go through all the preliminary stuff. I kind of did the final thing, and flew out there and did that, and found out like a couple weeks on it. So, but I remember coming to set 'cause we were still filming, and I was like, I remember having a conversation with you, Steve, and you're like, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't go to New York. You're gonna spend all your money in New York."
That's funny. Did you?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I have to. Like, I went and auditioned. Like, I don't, I've got to
go. How long did you do All My Children?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Your picture's frozen, but your audio's still there. There you
go.
You're back. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
How long were you on All My Children?
I was there for, I guess about a year and a half or so, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were done, when you were done, was there more money in your savings account or less?
There was fortunately more.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Then I was wrong.
Well, I wasn't sure if that
wrong.
pause was Zoom or yeah.
I was wrong. Okay.
But how was All My Children for you? Because
there was more, but not a ton more. I mean,
sure, but because that was a legacy character. It was a recast from. But was it a direct recast or had it been kind of dormant for a couple of years? I forget. Like had the previous person
it
just
was a direct
ended?
recast.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and in fact, she went in for a hug with her mom.
No way.
When we came out of the hug, it was.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that is the worst.
It was like I think it was the first time they had ever done something like that. So
which is pretty cool. Yeah. Who preceded you? Do you remember?
Alexa Havens.
Okay.
She originated the character, and I remember I showed up on set and they're like, okay, she's gonna go in for the hug with her mom, and then when you come out, it's gonna be you. And I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be all these people, these wonderful people at home, be like, what just happened? You know?
Did you guys
crazy,
shoot it?
You know? There was no introduction. They didn't say introducing Amanda Baker. Now
right.
It was just like that was it.
Did you guys shoot that on the same day, or was it on different days?
Oh yeah. Same day.
That's really
weird.
Same day, like her last day, my first day.
Did she want to leave?
She did because her husband had been on this show, and I think he had already decided that he was going to pursue, a career outside of the soaps, and then so she was she was kind of following.
Yeah, a lot of people have that idea.
Her choice, yeah.
No, but I was going to say good. No, but that's good that because had she not wanted to leave and they're like, oh, here's your replacement, you're gonna like that would be a weird situation, well, for both of you, but I was thinking that would be awkward, but
awful.
All right, okay.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Did you like
her choice, thankfully?
Yeah, did you like being there? I mean, obviously you're probably not going to say no, but I mean, how did that compare to your experience doing Night Shift?
it was harder. It was a lot harder transition for me.
Sure.
Because I think that, you know, when you replace a character, it's like people love this character, you know, and they're like, who's this person coming on to try to like take
that's the most thankless job is a recast role. It's just horrible.
Oh my gosh, it was
so tough.
I knew it was going to be tough coming in, but I don't think I quite realized just, you know, the how do I put this?
Yeah, we get it.
The pressure.
Sure.
Pressure, you know, of having to do that. So, but don't get me wrong, the soap fans are amazing. You know, they like 99% of it was awesome, you know.
Sure.
And but I think for me, New York also was hard to get adjusted to, you know, because it's a city that you know, like you have to kind of like get out there and meet with people and like not stay held up in your apartment, especially when it's like, you know, 19 degrees outside. And so yeah, I think it was a lot harder for me to transition into that and to adjust. I don't know, I feel like with Night Shift it was just a lot, I don't know, just coming in it felt a lot more just like organic and easier.
Yeah, it's definitely more casual. I went to New York and worked on All My Children with Kimberly McCullough once.
Mm-hmm.
Just like as a drop-in?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No. Actually, we shot scenes at the All My Children set for General Hospital. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
But it was just a different way of doing things there too.
Yeah.
It was a lot
did
more.
Did you do one of the what ifs?
I did a what if, yeah. But I did that in LA. I did that in LA.
Oh yeah, I guess we did that in LA. Never mind.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just a different way of doing things there. Also, the sound stage was so small compared to ours here. I was like, oh gosh. Not only I am in New York feeling like this, then I'm in the sound stage feeling like
I know.
this. So
yeah,
different way of
absolutely.
life,
Yeah.
for sure.
After a while, you kind of feel like there's just everything just kind of like, you know, on top of you. But everybody on set was they were, you know, met some amazing people. Bobby Eakes, she played my mom on the show, and just amazing. Jacob Young, actually, who played my husband. We're actually about to do a project together, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
After all these years. So yeah, so we've stayed in touch, which has been great. So yeah, but everybody on set was awesome. You know, they become like your second family. So
yeah. Totally.
So now that ended maybe sooner than you thought it would, perhaps?
Yeah. I got killed. So a tornado ripped through Pine Valley, and Babe didn't make it. Babe didn't make it in the tornado. Well, she survived the tornado, but then she died in the hospital.
Sorry,
well, it's more dramatic when more people can be around.
Yeah.
Sorry,
if
babe.
like she just like if the tornado just kind of carried her off and we never saw her again, there wouldn't be as much.
That's how Jolene died. It's a tornado. We just figured it out.
So that transition, did you?
Yeah, I was getting used to like crazy ways of dying.
Yeah. Did that did you immediately think, oh, I'm going back to LA, I'm going to stay in New York? What was the transition out of that?
You know, I stayed in New York. Yeah, I stayed in New York for probably another 6 months, just to like continue to audition and just kind of see how things went there, and then realized, you know what, I think it's probably time for me to head back to LA and you know, just get back to scene and continue and just kind of see where I can pick up from there. So yeah. So I gave New York a little bit longer, but I realized that I think, you know, LA was probably better, you know, for me just to head back.
And were you and your husband already together at that point? Or
No, I didn't meet him until probably, let's see, 8 or 9 months after I got back to LA. Yeah.
Well, good thing you moved back to LA.
I know. I'm like, hey, if I hadn't moved back to LA, I don't know. I don't think we'd be
have that cat.
So.
You wouldn't have that cat.
You wouldn't have that cat for sure.
Amazing. And so
yeah, this cat was found on the side of the highway.
Well, and then that was the beginning of that whole new life, which is it landed you here. Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, met him. I never thought I'd meet anybody in LA, mind you.
Sure.
But yeah, that's where it all started. So
That's
yeah.
Awesome. Well,
what led me here.
Tremendous.
Sweet.
So again, when is the movie comes out? November 21st?
Yeah, November 21st, and it's called
A Nashville Christmas Carol.
A Nashville Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say a very Nashville Christmas, but that's not the same.
No. No, he just makes Hallmark movies up.
That
could be one though. Let's be real.
It probably was one.
Yeah.
It probably was one. I mean,
sure.
I think they've had every version you could think of. For sure.
I don't think a very St. Louis Christmas though. That doesn't sound as good.
No, that's never gonna happen.
No, that's definitely not gonna happen for sure.
Right. All right. Yeah. Well,
that's
it's
awesome.
so good to catch up with you.
It is awesome to see you, Amanda Baker.
So good to see you guys.
So cool.
And hey, if you come to Nashville, let me know.
Awesome.
Connect with you guys.